Letter 12. The game you think you're playing isn't always the game being played. Dear Ada, there is a moment in every young person's life when they realize something unsettling. The world is not always playing the same game you think it is. Someone can say one thing, appear to do another, and be motivated by something entirely different. An environment can claim to reward talent, but actually reward conformity. A job can look merit-based, but be driven by politics. A friendship can seem supportive, but be fueled by competition. A relationship can feel mutual, but be built on someone's unspoken need, fear, or insecurity. This is not cynicism. This is clarity. You cannot navigate the world wisely if you misunderstand the game being played. There are always two games. On the surface, there is the visible game. What people say, the rules they claim to follow, the values they present, the explanations they give, the image they project. This is the game most people watch, and the game many people get trapped in. But underneath, there is always the invisible game. What people actually want, what they fear, what they are compensating for, what they compete for, what they are protecting, what they hope others won't see, what they'll trade to get what they desire. The invisible game is where real behavior happens. People rarely act from the reasons they state. They act from the motives they feel. Learning to see the real game is a superpower. Aida, when you can perceive the invisible game, you no longer take things personally. You no longer feel blindsided. You no longer waste time in the wrong environments. You no longer fall for surface-level charm. You no longer confuse someone's words with their intentions. You no longer misinterpret behavior as about you. You no longer hand your power to people who aren't playing fairly. Clarity becomes protection. Discernment becomes grounding. Self-possession becomes natural. Here are a few patterns to learn early. 1. People often seek status, not truth. So arguments aren't about accuracy. They're about positioning. 2. Many institutions reward obedience more than excellence. So the most talented are not always the most recognized. 3. Some friendships operate on one-way emotional labor. So supportive may actually mean useful. 4. In relationships, people sometimes pursue security, not love. So commitment can mask dependency. 5. In groups, people often act to avoid rejection, not to express themselves. So what looks like consensus may actually be fear. 6. People who appear confident may be acting from insecurity. So boldness can be camouflage. None of this is meant to make you suspicious. It is meant to make you awake. How to see the real game without losing your compassion. Watch what people do, not what they say. Notice what they protect, not what they preach. Look at what they choose repeatedly, not what they claim to believe. Observe what costs they're willing to pay, not what promises they make. And above all, trust patterns more than potential. Potential is a dream. Patterns are truth. Ada, here is the most important part. The world becomes easier, not harder, when you see it clearly. Because then you can. Choose relationships wisely. Select environments that nourish you. Set boundaries earlier. Avoid emotional entanglements. Walk away without confusion. Protect your time and energy. Remain yourself in the middle of noise. Trust your perception. Stop playing games you never signed up for. Clarity is not coldness. It is love directed inward. It allows you to engage with life openly, not blindly. Aida, let this letter plant a seed. Learn to see the invisible game, and you will move through the world with quiet power. Most people play the surface game. Few learn to see beneath it. Fewer still learn to live with compassion and discernment at the same time. You are capable of all three, and I'll help you build that clarity, letter by letter. A friend on the road ahead,